Soul and black. That was the phrase that I've been looking for the longest time, which was the wall of silence. I've been looking for that phrase for the longest time. See, what black women don't get is that this is like the last go around. This YouTube shit, black men coming on YouTube. It's really the last go around for black men and black women. I mean, there's probably going to be one more stage, and that last stage is probably going to be the opposite of Tyra Banks' Where Are All the Good Black Men, and it's going to be a show called Where Are All the Good Black Women, where you're going to have a stage of black men, educated black men, all different walks of life, not even some not educated. That would just to make it fair. And you have an audience of black men, and they're going to say their grievances about black women. And after that moment, it'll probably go either one way or the other. But that'll be the end of it. I mean, the silence of the black man is, as I said, the worst thing that could happen to the African American female. The absolute worst thing. Because what that represents is black men basically giving up. They're giving up. The women think that they can silence the men and, I don't want to hear you talk, nigga, shut the fuck up. You need to stop making videos bashing black women. If the black men can't voice their opinions on how they feel or what they'd like to see change, then there's no point in even speaking to black women. See, black women don't understand that the black men getting flagged off of YouTube. Let me start by saying this. Just imagine if all the black men that are on YouTube voicing their grievances about African American women, if they just pulled all their videos off tomorrow. Just imagine, just the silence. You just have nothing but a handful of black women on YouTube bitching about black men, but it's like the men are just like, fuck it, we don't care no more. Say what you want. Paint your own realities. Say, okay, we're all self-hating, we don't care. Like, just, niggas is just like, yo, we don't care. I mean, the women don't understand that is the worst thing that can happen to them. Silencing black men is the worst thing that happening. I mean, if you really think about it, there's been waves of this wall of silence for quite some time. Because the women have been the ones steadily and readily and continuously been the ones asking why? Why? Why do the men go to white girls? Why do the men got to compare us to white girls? Why do the men got to say this? Why do the men got to say that? They want to know why. Why are so many black men hopping the fence? And we tell them why. And they don't like the answer. And then they want us to shut up. And so we don't say anything. And the men do what they do. The men do what they've been doing, which is why they did outside the race 3-1. 3-1, and there's 85 black men for 100 black women. And the men are still dating outside the race 3-1. So if you really did the math, I can't do the math in my head, it's probably something like 65 black men to 100 black women. The women, they don't have the luxury of allowing, no communication to go on between black men and black women. They don't. The numbers are not in their favor at all in any shape, fashion, or form. Even if every black man out here was an educated, sophisticated, six-figure black man, guess what? There'd still not be enough black men out here for y'all. Still would. Because even if you got rid of all the violence and the guns and the shooting and all that other crap, there's still more women on this planet than there are men. Plain and simple. So, you can pair up all the black men with all the black women you want. Still going to be a whole bunch of black women left over. But, God. I'm just thinking, how like, you know, just if all the black men just didn't say anything. See, the women don't realize if black men don't have a voice, if you take black men's voice away, whether it's on YouTube, wherever, you think, oh, we're just gonna shut these niggas up and we're gonna flag them or whatever. You take their voice away, and then after that they say fuck it. They're not listening. No matter what I say, they're not gonna like it. You know, there's problems. But yet they can't take the criticism of why that problem is there or why the men are dating outside the race. So we give them a reason they don't like it. But once you take that voice away, there's no reason for him to say anything to you. There's no reason for him to waste his breath because you've already silenced him. And so when you see him off with a woman of another race, and then you want to sit there and stand there and say, why? Why you gotta go and get her? Why you gotta go and get her? There's no reason on this planet that man should give you any satisfaction of now, after the fact, telling you why he made the choice that he made, and that choice not being you. There's no reason why, which is what a lot of brothers do. I know numerous brothers who just do not date African American women. They just do not. They love African American women, but for a lifetime partner or somebody to be with, they're just like, I got a friend who he was married for 11 years, and he's recently getting a divorce from his wife. He's like, I don't know, 30-something, 40-something, has 2 children, and he's getting divorced from his wife. And he told me, he said, you know, before, you know, I never looked at a white woman, never. He's like, they did nothing for me. But he was like, now after this divorce, he's like, you know, I'm keeping my options open. And he was like, you know, some of his coworkers are hitting on him, and he's just like, you know, go for it. He's like, why not? He's like, they're pleasant, they don't stress him. You know, he's, you know, went on a couple dates, you know, and it's just like, you know, he's just like, you know, why not? And it's amazing the stuff he tells me. You know, he says basically the issue is, if he had to sum it up, is that his wife wants to wear the pants. Now, you guys can make all the assumptions you want about, you know, what that includes. We all know what that includes. Basically, his wife wants to wear the pants. You know, and he's a very soft-spoken black man. He's definitely the type of black man where I could see a black woman thinking that he's somehow weak, he's too nice, or, you know, he's not authoritative, because he, you know, he works, he supports his family, you know, he makes good money. Actually, he makes excellent money. I take that back. He makes excellent money. You know, but I can tell that, I've been to his house on occasion, that his wife does not respect him in the same manner. It's just you see it. You see how she's running the ship, and, you know, she just thinks that he's supposed to take the back seat. You know, and now he's looking at other options. And it was funny to me when he said, now mind you, he's older, you know, he's from a different generation, but it was just funny how he said he never looked at white women before. This is a man that loved black women, wanted a black family, had a black family, but now he can't even stand it anymore. He said after 11 years, he was like, I'm not going to risk it. He was like, why risk it? Why risk getting involved with another black female and having that happen all over again when we know that these women subscribe to that? He said, why? He's like, so many black women subscribe to exactly what my ex-wife subscribes to. So why am I going to risk that? He was like, I'm a middle-aged man. I don't have much time left. I'm not going to gamble that away just so I could have quote-unquote black love. He was like, that's a bunch of bullshit. He was like, I'm in this for my happiness right now. My children, they're taken care of. But when it comes to me and my happiness, I got to do what makes me happy. And I was just like, damn, dog. You know, and he feels like he wasted 11 years of his life. I mean, he loves his children, but, you know, it's like, damn. You know, who wants to waste 11 years of their life? But like I said, man, when black men stop talking to black women, man, the women don't realize that is worse. That is worse than what's going on right now. The men yelling up and jumping down and screaming and saying all this stuff, and black women thinking that it's bashing, they're saying it because they fucking care. They're saying it because they want the women to change. And the minute they are silenced by the women, or the minute that they walk away and silence themselves, is the minute that black women are just going to be lost. And they're going to be sitting up there painting their own realities, talking about what they think, how they is, and how, you know, all these men are self-hating and this, that. And they're going to be doing what they do on television now, make up their own stories. What you see in Essence, they make up shit because they're not getting the answers. Right now, black men are giving them the answers. They don't want to hear the answers. They don't like the answers. But I'm telling you, when black men stop giving answers, the black woman's just going to be left to, or the black woman's just going to be left to her own devices or making up shit. And that's all she's going to be able to do, is make up shit of why the men are over here hopping the fence. It's going to be a sad day. But nobody's going to be able to say that black men didn't try and black men didn't warn black women and black men didn't say anything. Because we did try.